DocTalk is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. By integrating the comprehensive animal health product portfolio of Merck Animal Health with the innovative technologies of All-Flex Livestock Intelligence, we are shaping the future of animal health, resulting in more effective solutions and healthier animals.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. Glad you joined us today. We're going to have a special guest, Dr. Wade Nichols. He's going to talk to us today about sustainability and technology. It's going to be a great discussion. It's somebody that we love to have on the show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back after these messages.
To spur performance and productivity in your herd, look to Bovalus Vision 7, powered by the proprietary Spur adjuvant, allowing smoother administration and fewer reactions for effective low-stress clostridial protection. And low stress equals higher weaning weights, a proven 14-pound advantage. With a gain like that, you're spurring profits too. That's what you get with the #1 clostridial vaccine for calves. Proven protection that spurs all-around forward progress.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson, and we have a friend and colleague here, Dr. Wade Nichols. He is the Senior Technical Services Manager at Merck Animal Health, has been in the industry, been involved in the industry, and I've worked with him, whereas we were just visiting, for 30 years on projects. And so welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, Doctor. I call him Doctor because he did his first and most important degree first. His nutrition
the PhD in nutrition.
Then he went on to be a veterinarian.
Went on to vet school, and a lot of people think that wrecked me. But
yeah. Went to the dark side. Okay. Now
I just wanted. That's just like being bilingual.
Oh,
okay, I can speak both languages. But
as you drive down the road, you're just arguing with yourself all the time.
Yep. It's always my fault.
All right.
So we're going to talk about sustainability and the impact technology has had on sustainability, and something that we both have a passion for because of our background with implants and technology and growth. But talk a little bit about this evolution, or how much we've improved over time.
So it's interesting to me, particularly. Sustainability is a buzzword that we have now in the industry that everybody's getting behind. But if you look at the beef industry, since we domesticated the cow, it's been the most sustainable part of ag forever. Yeah. There's nothing more sustainable, environmentally sustainable, than the cow.
Right.
You think about what she does. She grazes out. 78% of the world's land mass is untillable. And so the only thing that can harvest that is a ruminant. And so she's harvesting what we can't utilize and making a very highly palatable, nutritious product back to our food supply. And she's been doing that for eons.
Right.
We domesticated her. And so when we talk about sustainability, to me, we've been doing it forever.
We know that if we don't have habitat, we don't have cows.
Exactly. And so you think about, methane and CO2. Well, they're actually a sink for that. CO2, is detrimental to the environment. If it actually goes back into the plant, gives oxygen. So everything that animal is doing on the range is very, very environmentally friendly. You can say the same thing about methane. It's a process. They eructate it, it goes up, it goes back into the soil, helps the plant grow. She harvests the plant, makes a highly edible protein. So everything that we do in the beef industry we've been doing sustainability forever. And I think we really need to recognize how well the cow does in that environment.
Yeah, I completely agree. Understanding that the cow is an upregulator of carbon,
Exactly.
not a something that's just producing it.
Correct. And then, if we take that a step farther and we think about, okay, she's out there grazing what we can't eat, producing a highly nutritious product for our food supply, but then think about all the things that we produce as humans in our food supply that we feed back to the ruminant. Everything from candy bars to French fries to beet pulp, whatever.
Yeah, all the byproducts.
All the byproducts. And then what would we do with it? Well, we feed it to the ruminants, and we're able to get a very good, highly nutritious protein supply for humans.
It's absolutely amazing what we can do with that rumen before it gets to the true stomach.
Exactly.
But we're going to talk more about sustainability in the beef industry, technology, and how it's impacted making it a more sustainable beef industry as we move forward. You're watching DocTalk, and we're sure glad you joined us.
Success in the cattle business hinges on a lot of different people playing their part, from the vet to the cowboy and the nutritionist to the feed truck driver. You rely on them to get their job done right, and so do your cattle. Your expectations for the vaccines you use should be no different. Bimeta's cattle vaccines were developed and are made and sold by men and women in the cattle business. No smoke and mirrors, just real-world protection that you can rely on. Go to bimetabiologicals.com to learn more.
We see you, working hard from the early mornings to the late nights and every hour in between. We see you. We see the pursuit, the desire, the effort, the hope, the goal of being a champion. And we see that you need a partner to keep your animals healthy and happy. With our countless products and quick and reliable shipping, together, we can do just that. To the cowboys and cowgirls, to the dreamers, we see you.
Nasalgen 3 is a new 3-way intranasal BRD vaccine that offers young calves unrivaled protection against devastating respiratory diseases, including IBR, BRSV, and PI3. And it has a unique blue shadow, so there's no second guessing which animals have been vaccinated. To up your protection, choose new Nasalgen 3 PMH, the first and only 5-way intranasal vaccine on the market. Talk to your veterinarian and visit nasalgen.com to learn more.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Wade Nichols, and we're talking about sustainability and the beef industry. Dr. Nichols is a ruminant nutritionist and growth specialist. He has done research for 30 plus years in this arena, and just been a good source of information for me as I learned through this and worked through this. But talk to me about some of the numbers, like what we see in sustainability and how our beef industry makes an impact on the globe.
Okay, so when we look at sustainability, we're really talking about doing a lot more with a lot less. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've done in the last, I'll call it from 1975 to now. So the U.S. has like 5 to 6% of the world cattle population, but we supply 18 to 20% of the world's beef. So think about that. That's 1 in 5 people in the world have access to U.S. beef.
Yeah.
And U.S. beef is the safest, most palatable, nutritious product.
And we just keep our cow numbers and our herd numbers go down, but we produce the same or produce more beef. That's correct. With fewer cattle.
That's correct. So we've actually decreased the herd by about 8 million head, but we've increased production by 20% since 1977. So we have less cows, but we're producing more with what we've got. We're 25% less methane, 15% less water, 30% less land. All those things we're producing more on less wherever we go. And some of it's genetics, a lot of it is our practices, our management practices that we've done. And then we have technology on top of that that really improves the efficiency of the things that we feed that animal so that we get more out of it than what we put in.
So when, and it goes back to the amount of water, the amount of feed that we utilize per pound of beef, but also then the outputs of methane, of manure and things to that nature. So we're constantly producing, they say that the feed efficiency number has stayed flat for 4 or 5 years, but then you start to think about, we're feeding a lot bigger animal.
That's right.
And if we're feeding a bigger animal with the same feed efficiency, that means a big improvement in efficiency.
Per unit of output, we have a lot more going out than we put into that animal. So if you look at, say, hot carcass weight since 2006, it has gone just linear up.
Right.
Since then. And so we're feeding cattle where we used to feed, they'd be 1,150, 1,200 pounds. We think they were done. Well, now we're routinely going to 1,450, and we're doing it with the same feed efficiency. So that means a lot in terms of where you're looking at during that feeding period. We all know that they're very efficient early and very inefficient late. But with the use of technology and our management practice, we've been able to maintain that feed efficiency and get them to these very large weights where we can get the marbling and all that things that come with what our finished products. So,
I know when I look at them in the plant, they look me eye to eye now, not.
Yeah.
they're about the same height.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to transition into how technology has helped us maintain our efficiency and maintain sustainability in the beef industry. You're watching DocTalk. We'll be right back.
Dr. Nichols here, folks. We're super excited about this book on hiring. Have you made a bad hire? Have you hired someone you wish you wouldn't have? Are you looking to hire? It's a great short read on helping you in the hiring process. You can find it on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, or find it at drnichols.com. Check it out there. We'd love to see you there.
As a stocker operator, your job is to turn forage into profit. With the right implant, you can. Revlor G improves grazing performance for 150 days, the same length as the typical grazing period. And it's dosed for stockers' maturity levels, adding up to an extra 23 pounds. See why Revlor G is the #1 choice in stocker implants at RevlorG.com. A withdrawal period has not been established in pre-ruminating calves. Do not use in calves to be processed for veal.
I'm Dr. Les Anderson. I'm a beef extension specialist at the University of Kentucky. The Alertus on-farm test has the opportunity to completely change the industry. A producer is enabled and empowered to be able to take the sample and run the test or tests at their leisure without scheduling anybody. And honestly, reproduction is the thing that we measure the least, and it's the thing that dictates profitability the most. The Alertus on-farm test will help us to identify cows that get pregnant early. It'll improve our efficiency tenfold.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Wade Nichols. He is the Senior Technical Services Manager for Merck Animal Health. You're like one of the first, right? I mean, as far as the implants and the nutrition. And...
Well, so I wasn't one of the first because we first started using implants in 1956.
True.
I wasn't born until 57. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. Yeah,
Not quite the first. But as far as TBA, when we first had Revelar approved, they hired me actually to help launch that product and do the research to help further the Revelar line. So I was hired, 6 months before we launched Revelar in 1991. So.
And that's something.
Yeah.
So it's what a career. And so talk to me then about, the sustainability and as you see how we use technology to improve that feed efficiency, to improve the water utilization, all these things that we're trying to do more with less.
Thank you. So implants, or Revelar specifically, we developed it. It's a trenbolone acetate and estradiol. They're the hormones that we naturally produce in our body, basically. TBA is a synthetic that 10 times activity of testosterone, but the body does not recognize it any different than it does testosterone. So everything that we're doing with these, all we're doing is taking a little piece of the testes that we cut off of that steer and putting it in the ear so that we don't get the secondary side effects and think all we do is get the beneficial growth response out of it. So in 1987 is when TBA was first approved in the form of Finaplex. At that time, we had to put 2 implants together to get the response. We put a Synovex in one ear and Finaplex in the other, and then that was problematic for several reasons we won't go into. But then we developed Revelar that was the same products but in the same implant, so that we get the benefit of both products in one implant. And with that, then we get about a 15% response in average daily gain and a 10 to 12% response in feed efficiency. We can get up to 25%. It all depends on where you harvest those animals on the growth curve. But if we look at 10 to 15%, that's a lot.
Yeah.
In what we're doing. Revelar is the most important thing that we do at the processing shed. It's the one that brings back the most money for everything we do. So when we go to a feed yard or a branding or whatever, then we will look at it and make sure that that is the rate limiting step, because it's the one that makes the most money.
Absolutely.
It's the one that improves efficiency in what we do and keeps us. And so, before we talked about environmental sustainability, Revelar helps not only environmental sustainability, but economic sustainability. It brings back so much money for what it does. We used to say it was a 10 to 12% or to 1 return. It's interesting, though. I was talking to a guy that is recently retired, and when I first started, he says, Wade, feed yards got to have an 8 to 1 return before they adopt any technology. And I said, okay, well, right now it's 10 to 1. Today, that return is like 30 to 1. Simply because implants have gotten cheaper, Revelar's gotten cheaper, but the price that we're getting for animals has increased so much. Rather than 80 cents, now we're getting $1.50.
Yeah. My mentor, Dr. Rod Preston, always said there's nothing more biologically or economically more important for efficiency than a steroid implant.
That's correct.
In the beef industry.
That's correct.
There's a lot of things we can do. And so as we think about that, it all comes down to making the animal grow and helping them be more efficient, which then makes our pocketbook long.
Exactly.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do a wrap up with Dr. Wade. You're watching Doc Talk, and we're sure glad you joined us.
We see you, working hard from the early mornings to the late nights and every hour in between. We see you. We see the pursuit, the desire, the effort, the hope, the goal of being a champion. And we see that you need a partner to keep your animals healthy and happy. With our countless products and quick and reliable shipping, together, we can do just that. To the cowboys and cowgirls, to the dreamers, we see you.
We are a start-to-finish yard. Bring them in at 500 pounds and finish them out to 14 to 1,500 pounds. Max capacity is about 15,000. We begin with the end in mind, which that means it starts from day one coming off the truck. Heard all sorts of stuff about the generics coming out from a few different companies here and there. But we started working with Bimeda. What I like about working with Bimeda is our rep. He seems like he's just one of us. He knows he's been in the cattle feeding industry for a long time. He understands where we're coming from, what goes on in the feed yard. So we started implementing Macrocin last July, and we're using it as our first poll treatment. The data shows that success rates on BRD, they're equivalent to the other macrolides that we were using. We just feel fortunate enough, I guess, to get our hands on it, and it works great for us for a first poll treatment. It's what really jumped out to us working with Bimeda, meeting with the rep. Macrocin's affordable. We finally got a product that everybody can afford. we try to do the little things right, whether it's from low stress cattle handling, animal welfare, how we work with the cattle every single day. You know, that's something we really focus on. But when you've got a product like a Macrocin, it's just another assurance protecting you, controlling your BRD from what stressors are thrown out there or what Mother Nature is going to bring to you. This industry, it takes everybody, whether it's working with the nutritionist, it's cowboys working with the veterinarians. Everybody plays a part, and we expect them to do their jobs, but also we expect, you know, the drugs or what we put into the cattle to do their job too. And I think these Bimeda products, they're proving that they're doing the job for us.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here with Dr. Wade Nichols. He's the Senior Technical Services Manager for Merck Animal Health and is a tremendous scientist and nutritionist who has done probably as much work on growth physiology as anybody in any ivory tower, and that can actually explain it to all of us.
I don't know.
He does a great job. And, you know, as we wrap this up, you know, kind of talk to me about the, you know, how these implants make the improvements.
Right. So if we look at what we're doing is putting a little bit of that testing back in the ear. So we decrease the maintenance requirements through the testosterone, and we increase the growth through the estradiol. Basically, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that, but basically that's what we're doing, so that when we feed a pound of feed, we're getting more out of it than if we had not used this technology, you know, by 10 to 15%, which I don't care where you're at, that's a lot.
Yeah,
in terms of improvement. So.
Well, and it means a lot to it's not just an agriculture or producer issue. This is how many natural resources we put into these critters and how much protein we have to feed people regardless of your socioeconomic position.
Yeah, very, very good point. So we can keep this in front of the people. It doesn't matter if it's in the U.S. or across the world, we can make it cheap enough where everybody can have beef. And that's our total goal is to be able to get it. Because if we look at our export numbers, it adds about $400 per head on our exports. And the only way we can do that is by producing something that is very palatable, cheap, and safe to get everybody to consume U.S. beef. And that helps our industry.
Absolutely.
You know, from cow-calf all the way to finish.
Yep.
So.
There's no doubt that the export market, the domestic market, as that grows, it grows the pie bigger.
You can't emphasize enough how safe it is.
Right.
Within the U.S. It is absolutely the safest product that we can absolutely make.
Yeah. When we think about food safety, we think about animal welfare, we think about sustainability, antibiotics, all that. We have a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely. The beef industry can be proud of what they do. You know, we started this talking about environmental sustainability. They can be very, very proud of what they're doing for the environment and feeding the people of the world with U.S. beef. It's absolutely tremendous what we can get done. And, you know, Revelar and those things, they help with the environmental, they also help with economic sustainability, but the beef industry itself across all facets can be very proud of what they do for the world.
And at the end of the day, if you're feeding commercial cattle or producing commercial cattle, talk to somebody about using steroid implants and technology for your own pocketbook.
Exactly.
It's been a great show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
It's always great to have Dr. Wade Nichols here on the show. Thanks for watching DocTalk. Remember, if you want to find us on the web, you can find us at www.doctalktv.com. Always work with your local veterinarian and nutritionist.
Yes.
With Dr. Wade Nichols, I'm Dr. Dan Thompson, and we'll see you down the road.
DocTalk is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. By integrating the comprehensive animal health product portfolio of Merck Animal Health with the innovative technologies of All-Flex Livestock Intelligence, we are shaping the future of animal health, resulting in more effective solutions and health.
To spur performance and productivity in your herd, look to Bovolus Vision 7, powered by the proprietary Spur adjuvant, allowing smoother administration and fewer reactions for effective low-stress clostridial protection. And low stress equals higher weaning weights, a proven 14-pound advantage. With a gain like that, you're spurring profits too. That's what you get with the #1 clostridial vaccine for calves. Proven protection that spurs all-around forward progress.
The Alertus on-farm pregnancy test for us has been unbelievable time saver because we can do it whenever we want. My favorite part about Alertus on farm, we can get results fast. You know, in 20 minutes, you know whether that cow goes to pasture A, B, or C. It's just very efficient. It's going to make you a lot of money. You're not going to have open cows standing there all winter looking at you, and you can do it on your time.